Good evening and welcome to episode 25 of Ox Sports Unleashed. Wherever you're watching us, in your bathrooms, your living rooms, your jacuzzis, your hot tubs, probably out having a barbecue tonight. It's a nice evening, so why wouldn't you?
Why would they be watching us?
Thanks for joining us live at Oxford Downs. Thanks ever so much again. And always at 8 o'clock on a Thursday night, so you know where it is. You know where you're going to get your local roundup of local sport, grassroots sports around our wonderful county. We've got so many producers in the building tonight.
What's the collective noun for producers?
I don't know.
A gaggle.
Gaggle of producers. Even Wesley's made his way up.
Wesley? That's the second time you've called him
Wes
Wesley.
has made his way up from, where does he live? Winchester.
Yeah, he's after a pay rise now.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Been busy this week in county championship cricket, but he's joined us tonight for a change.
We're honoured. We're honoured. Bow down to Mr. Spearman.
Absolutely. On a packed programme tonight, I have to say, we really need to crack on. Yes. What's coming up, KDog?
Well, I think a lot of people know what's coming up later on. We've got all our normal features, so we've got all the Oxford City highlights. We've got Lyon Ryde without a certain Mr. Lyon, I think. This time I've just stolen all thunder. But we've got 2 studio interviews tonight. We've got, coming up straight after Lyon Ryde, we've got an interview with the winning manager and captain of the mighty Witney Town, who last night clinched the championship in Division 2 of the Oxford Senior League. Fantastic season. I think they've had something like 21 games unbeaten and I think 19 wins in a row or something like that. It's been incredible. So we've got manager Ben Reardon and we've got Captain Fantastic, or Captain Marvel as I call him, with all the goals he's been scoring this year. I think he's going to have his own goal of the season competition, really, to be honest. It's been pretty amazing. So they'll be coming up at around about 8:20, so stay with us for that. And then we've got Matt Cook, who is a coach for Oxfordshire hockey. So we've got another studio interview. They've had a successful season and they've won a championship as well. We touched on it, didn't we, last week with the tables. So we got an interview with him. We've got all the roundup from the local cricketers doing really well this season so far in the county championship. We've got Speedway. We've got a very bumper results package tonight, which rounds up everything from last Thursday all the way through to yesterday. So that's going to be a lot of results, and hopefully we've got some correct league tables this week. We're not going to have Bug Brooks and Michael highlighted or anything like that.
That's a shame.
So yeah, loads and loads to come up today, and we've got three episodes left before we finish the season, and we've got quite a lot of cricket coming up over the coming weeks as well. In a few weeks, we've got an interview with Harrison Ward, the new white ball cricket captain. They start on Sunday away to Cornwall. So yeah, we've got a lot to get through. It's probably going to go more than an hour, but you did stay with us last week. And last week, I have to say, phenomenal support. It really was. It was one of the most watched we've ever had. We had so many concurrent viewers. We had so many people commenting. Thank you so much. It does mean a lot to us that you're commenting, and nice comments as well, mostly, which is really good. So please do that tonight. Comment, like, share, subscribe to the channel. We're very close to 400 now, which is brilliant. If you've got questions for any of our studio guests, we'll have a look at the questions and we'll see if we can ping a few of those their way as well. And I think we better, with that, crack on.
Yeah, absolutely. If we can get up to 400 subscribers tonight, that would be quite good. We're quite close. We're
two
Two away. Come on. If you haven't subscribed yet, get on that, hit that button and like and subscribe to Ox Sports Unleashed. You know it makes sense. Yes, we must crack on. Yes. So it is to our normal roundup of, I think Paul has left the Lion's Den this week, so it is only left to Lock and Ride, or as I like to call them, Sonny and Share. It's Lock and Ride.
Yes, welcome to this review of last weekend's local football results. And I'd like to say, in spite of what Darryl Woods calls me, I remain Colin Ryde. And talking of other guests today, Patrick Locke, a very busy weekend for our local football teams. Oxford United picked up a point from their 2 games, but a very valuable point on Monday, which sees them 3 points clear of the relegation zone, going into a very, very busy last 2 games, Patrick.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't at the Oxford United game, but it was as part of local football, we were very much looking at the tables as they were kind of going around on Monday, and particularly when Cardiff took the lead, it was looking rather bleak at one time, I think, because all of the teams down the bottom were winning, I think, and I think at one point it got down to just 2 points above above the drop as table standard, but as table stood even, not standard. Um, but yeah, important equaliser, and I mean, I can't admit to have seen the goal, but it sounded like it was a very good goal from Cameron Brannigan. So yeah, I think a very important point there, which has possibly saved them from the drop. So yeah.
Okay, so Oxford City played both Saturday and Monday, beaten by Brackley on Saturday, but was Monday's win at home against Rushdale Athletic. A fitting send-off for two hoops legends, Patrick.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we covered on the show last week that it was the day that Lewis Coyle had announced that he was going, and the club on it was just after the Brackley game. Actually, the club announced that Reece Fleet would be leaving as well, and Fleety nearly got himself on the score sheet on Friday. He had a good shot, which was well saved, and City nearly getting a point right at the death at Brackley, thwarted. We were stood directly behind it, and Alfie Potter's shot looked destined to go in, and we were so certain we started celebrating, but then a goalkeeper's hand appeared out of nowhere and pushed it around the post. But yeah, it was a really good performance and a really good day on Monday, as obviously both Fleet and Coyle started, and a quick start, and it probably should have been 7 or 8-0 really. It was sad to see, but Russell didn't really offer much to the game, but well, they did get themselves a goal in the second half. But yeah, it was great, and Coyle got himself on the score sheets in the middle of the second half, and it was practically his last touch of the ball. So yeah, a really nice way for the two of them to bow out in OX3, we'd say, because obviously City have got another game next weekend at Spennymoor away, so that will probably be their final games. But certainly a nice way for them to bow out at home.
All right, so elsewhere over the weekend, Saturday, certainly every other team, I think, lost, I believe. Tame didn't have a game on Monday as well, which that loss for Tame on Saturday put a bit of a dent in their promotion prospects, Patrick.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a tough game for them as well, though. It was Blackwell Heath who are in third place and very much flying high in that league at the moment, and we're in title battle really until recently. But yeah, Tame really needed to try and win that game to have any chance in the playoffs, and Blackwell got themselves 2-0 up with about 10 minutes to play. Tyron Luthwaite got an 86-minute goal back for Tame, but it was too little too late, unfortunately. They fell to a 2-1 defeat. As you say, it was a massive blow to their playoff hopes. I had a quick look at the table before recording this, and they're 3 points behind with 1 game to play. So it's not mathematically impossible, but there's a 14-goal swing needed between them and Hadley in the position above. So I think, unfortunately, it's going to be very, very unlikely, but you can't rule it out. Stranger things have happened in football, don't they, Colin?
They do indeed, Patrick. Now then, towards the top of the non-league football pyramid, all the other local teams that we are interested in, they also lost, Patrick, starting off with Banbury United, lost 2-0.
Yeah, it was a weekend of two halves for them, really. They lost on Saturday. They lost 2-0 away at Stamford. But actually, they had a better bank holiday Monday. They had a 4-0 win at home to Redditch, so that was got the end of the weekend on a high at least. Connor Ferguson scored twice. Connor Stanley and George Ball got the others. All 4 goals in the first half. So yeah, a lot for the Banbury fans to cheer there in the first half to secure that big win for Banbury. We've been talking in recent weeks about what they need to do just to get over the line in terms of mathematical safety, and yeah, that win certainly did that. Well, they've got 1 game left to play now on a 10-point cushion, so yeah, I think it's safe to say that relegation was never really in doubt. That yes, now well safe, and will be back probably in the Premier Central again next year.
So Deercott's topsy-turvy season continued as well. Saturday, they lost 3-0 away at Evesham. So we won't hear from Jamie Heapy, I think, because he probably was ticked off with that. We'll wait for his summary of what happened on Bank Holiday Monday. But elsewhere, Norwood, strange one, Norwood, because they were rock bottom, weren't they? And seemed to have picked up stupid number of really good results recently. Well, ringers involved. Questions should be asked, shouldn't they, Patrick?
Yeah, I did see something on social media the other day, and it seems that they changed their management team, and I think there's been a few changes to their lineup, I think, but I think it's potentially just a new manager bounce and a few new faces, which has kind of turned the corner for them. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you're following Kidlington, I guess it can be a bit of a pain because yes, it looks like Northwood have all of a sudden done something which has completely changed their form, but I guess in the same way, Needham Market will probably look at Oxford City like that in the National League North, that all of a sudden City went and picked up 12 quickfire points. So yeah, it's Northwood have certainly had a turn up after briefly dropping into the relegation zone, but yeah, Northley, yeah, their season unfortunately fell to the same way as most other weeks. They were defeated 4-1 at home to Northwood on Saturday. Sam Onawale getting the Northley goal for them on that day.
And meanwhile, any hope of Killington surviving the drop was demolished away at Dunstable. 2-0 loss, I think, Patrick.
Yeah, unfortunately, their relegation was confirmed on Saturday. We've spoken last week's show that there was still just about hope, but they needed some favours. But sadly, their trip to AFC Dunstable was the final nail in the coffin. They lost 2-0 away there. I mean, there was a good fight in recent weeks. They briefly got themselves out the relegation zone after beating Leverstock Green. But yes, it was a match against Northwood the week after that win, which Northwood went and won, which kind of put them back in there. And yeah, sadly, we're back to step 5 after about 10 years at step 4, I think.
Yeah, it's a shame, I think, really, because as I've watched Killington over the years, and they're your local team now. You live not far from their ground, and you know, but say they do struggle, I think. Let's just turn attention to Bank Holiday Monday for the top non-league teams we follow. Didcot, I think it's the final home game of the season. They got a win.
Yeah, and you said earlier about they've had a topsy-turvy season, and this weekend kind of proves exactly that. They lost on Saturday, as we've already heard, and then they picked up a win against Thatcham Town on Monday. They had to wait late for the winner, though. It was an 85th minute Zach Scott goal, which was the difference between the sides and a 1-0 win. Yeah, we didn't hear from Jamie Heapy after Saturday's defeat, but we can hear from him after Monday's win. He was very pleased with his side's performance, as you can imagine, to win their final home match of the season. And he also mentioned that they've had a very good home form of recent weeks. So here's what he said to Daz King after the game.
Yeah, and that was the message before the game. I think our last defeat here was Shaftesbury at home.
Bishop's Cleeve.
Oh, was it Bishop's Cleeve?
Recently, yeah. But Shaftesbury before that.
1 in 13. Yeah. So we've been good here, and the message for all the game is to win the game here. For the supporters, for us, keep that run going. Because I said it all along, if you're good at home, it takes you so far. Do you know what I mean? And then normally in previous years, they've been better away from home than they have been this year. So
I remember you saying at the start of the season about being good at home.
we have to be. And we have, to be fair. We lost 4, haven't we? So, you know, we have.
They all came quite close together.
Yeah, some of them draws we could turn it in 3 points as well. So, no, pleased today. Listen, the game there was no quality in the game at all, really. You know, they were honest and kept working like you would expect for their manager, Yash, and they caused us more problems first half than we caused them, I thought. We defended more than them, but the changes helped, and then I just asked for a bit more urgency and up the tempo a little bit.
There we are. I think Jamie Heapy overall satisfied with the Didcot's Town season, not quite over yet. Meanwhile, Banbury United came back with a bang, didn't they? Had a 4-0 win at home to Redditch. I think you've mentioned that before, but that's a good one to go out on, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They've kind of had a bit of a topsy-turvy season as well, like we've already mentioned, Didcot, and yeah, obviously we said about the 2-0 win, 2-0 loss on Saturday, and then their 4-0 win at home. So yeah, they've goals have kind of been hard to come by at both ends of the pitch for Banbury this year. They've done very well to keep the ball out of the net, but obviously had a few issues getting the ball in the net the other side. But a few goals for them there on Monday to for a good sign off at home.
And finally, you wouldn't have credited this one at all, but Killington at home against North League, both sides relegated, both sides occupying the bottom spot and the one up from the bottom. And North League came out on top. At least they got bragging rights for beating their local rivals, Killington, at the end of the season, Patrick.
Yeah, fantastic end of the season for North League, isn't it? They obviously had a very, very, very tough year, but they finally picked up their second win of the season. Obviously, sadly, it had to come against Kidlington for our show. It was they were 1-0 down in the first half. Kidlington took the lead early on, but two Sam Olawale goals turned it around for them. The winner coming in the 93rd minute from the penalty spot. So, yeah, very, very late show. So North Leigh, doing well to get that second win, and it takes them as double-figure points for the season to draw level with Southampton's tally.
I thought you were going to say that. Southampton, I think they got 11 points. They got a draw, I think, against West Ham, which in any other season would probably be a good result, but not.
And that was just as late, wasn't it, Colin, as well?
I think so, yeah. It was indeed. So it looks as though in the Premiership, Leicester, Southampton, and probably Ipswich are going back down to the Championship, which hopefully Oxford United will be still in next year. So at least it gives that to look forward to. Right, a busy weekend, as we said, busy show. For the Oxford Unleashed team coming up. So what's the pick of the bunch from last weekend? Rest of the non-league results have we got, Patrick?
Yeah, obviously the season's coming towards an end, so there's less and less to review each week. The Combined Counties League, they mopped up the remaining games this weekend, but there was none involving our sides who all completed their seasons last weekend. Easington Sports, they completed their season this weekend, though, in the United Counties League. They were in fine form. They won their last three, but they couldn't make it four in a row this weekend. They fell to a 1-0 defeat at home to Leicester Nirvana, who scored a 75th minute goal there, which was the difference between the sides. Then they finished their season on Monday, which was a goalless draw at Daventry Town. So they finished the season in 14th place, which was 11 points off the drop in the end. So that run of 3 wins in a row was crucial for them to get themselves safe. So good end to the season for Easington there. We obviously spoke about Hellenic League finishing the regular season last weekend, and it was the playoffs semi-finals at the latter part of last week, and obviously we were on air when the first playoff was taking place between Clanfield and Abingdon. That game finished 0-0 after 90 minutes, and Abingdon won 4-2 on penalties to book their place in the final, which is taking place tomorrow night at North Court in Abingdon. So, if you want some Friday night football, get yourselves down there. Their opponents will be Wantage Town. So really good for Oxfordshire football. It's guaranteed Oxfordshire side getting promoted back into Step 5 from that league. And they had a thrilling game at Redditch Borough on Friday night. Redditch were 2-0 up early on in the game. And Wantage came back to win 3-2 to earn themselves that shot promotion. It was the usual suspects on the score sheet to get them to start that comeback. Callum Crook began it on 27 minutes. The equaliser came on 55 minutes through Steve Robertson, and then Callum Crook got the winner 11 minutes later to seal what was a sensational result. So that books a replay of the Jack Badger Memorial match, which obviously happened earlier in the year, and there was about 1,500, I think, in attendance that day. So hopefully Friday night can attract a similar amount of people going to watch that game. And I'm sure it'll be a good quality game of football there. So good to see that both those teams are in the playoff final, and hopefully one of them can. I say hopefully one of them will get over the line. So that will be good to see one of them back in the Step 5 leagues. So a quick look at the women's fixtures on Sunday, and it was only Oxford City at home in action, and they were at home and they welcomed Wycombe Wanderers to the M Group Stadium. So basically an M40 derby, but the wrong Oxford club, really, isn't it? It was a thriller, though, with the side showing 6 goals between them. Ellie White scored a hat-trick and saw City lead 3 times against the side down a few junctions down the M40. but they struck back on each occasion. So the spoils were shared there in that Southern Region Women's Football League Premier match. So there you go. That's what's happened over this long weekend, Colin. So back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed, Patrick Locke. And we're without Paul Lyon this evening. He's on his way back as we speak from Naples. He's coming back to the fantastic news that Witney Town got promoted with I think a 4-1 demolition. Their appearance on Saturday. Still a couple of games to go, or one game to go, I think so. So well done to Witney Town. We'll hear a lot more from them coming up in Oxsports Unleashed, I'm sure. But the time being, for myself, Colin Ryde, Patrick Locke, back to the main studio for much more Ox Sports Unleashed.
Thank you, Colin and Patrick. No Lyon this week. He was otherwise engaged, had something better to do. He was overseas in Naples, I believe. So eagle-eyed amongst you will notice, got you there, that Darryl has vacated, and we have got, as promised, two local legends. I think we're going to call you local legends now because we've been covering them all season. Witney Town Football Club have just clinched the Oxfordshire Senior League Division 2 title, and that is in their first season back after reforming in the summer through Paul Foster's hard work. We've seen Ben Reardon before, the Witney manager. I've also invited in Ryan Oliver, the Witney captain, this evening to talk about a monumental season. And it's just been a bit of a roller coaster, hasn't it? So, Ben, we'll come to you first. We spoke to you a couple of times this season, right at the start of the season, with your sort of aspirations for the season ahead. It couldn't have really gone any better, could it? It's been a fantastic year.
Yeah, I mean, we're absolutely delighted on and off the pitch of how it's gone this season. I think when I first came in, the main aim was to obviously build a strong squad to get back playing again, play some decent football to get encouraging like the local community to come along, watch. But yeah, I mean, for me, winning the league was a dream come true. It was something that we didn't expect that we would be able to accomplish. But as the season went on, I thought that we got stronger and stronger, and the dream certainly became a reality. And yeah, like I said, we're absolutely delighted with how it's gone.
Absolutely. And last night was the pinnacle moment, if you like, an away game in the dark over at Cassington, East Oxford, who gave you a very good game. It was a 4-3, wasn't it? It went 4-1 up and they fought back, and they gave you a couple of good games earlier in the season. So I guess that the fact that you clinched it with a game to go, it means that you can go into Saturday's last home game now against Chinner at the Witney ATP, the Witney Green Stadium. And it's going to be a day of celebration, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. It's funny, really, because I looked at the league table earlier at Christmas, and it was around about, I think it was like a couple of weeks after I came in, and we were top, joint with Oakley, but they had 2 games in hand. So coming from then to now, winning the league with a game to spare, that's a big ask.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I just can't believe you've done it, really. All credit to the lads, like, absolutely superb this season. And as you can see,
we're looking at some goals from that game last night. There were some stunners, weren't there? And unfortunately, we didn't capture the first goal, which was probably the best of the lot.
Worst, wasn't it, Ryan?
Yeah.
Cheers, Smithy.
Ryan Oliver, the captain, doesn't do tap-ins, and he drove one in from about 20 yards. I think he's going to have his own goal of the season competition this year. But what I noticed last night, I haven't had a chance to see too many games with my other commitments, but the support last night, it was a cold night, wasn't it? It was dark, it was a bit dank and a bit miserable, but the support was absolutely phenomenal, wasn't it? The atmosphere there at Cassington. I spoke to somebody who was in the Red Lion before the game, and the landlady there said, "What's going on? Why is there so many people from Witney?" And then they said, "Well, there's a big game going on." They had no idea, but the crowd was fantastic, wasn't it?
I think all season the support's been amazing. Not just only at home games, but away. Like we spoke earlier as well, that we went to Hanwell away the other week, and I think there was about 60, 70 Witney Town supporters there.
Yeah.
You know, to come all that way, it was incredible, really.
I was speaking in the pub last night, and one of the guys that I was speaking to said he's missed 2 games all season. You know, so it means a lot to them.
Absolutely.
And we massively appreciate all the support that we've had throughout the season.
Yeah, and Ryan, we'll come to you now because obviously you've led the side on the pitch. I'm not going to mention youth and experience because I've been told not to, but you must be really proud to have led that team, the first Witney Town team to be back in senior football, and after a defeat on the opening day to Oakley, where Ben mentioned a couple of times, it was a bit of a wake-up call, if you like, but you never look back. And the side, it's easy to say this now you've won the league, but the team is a really talented team, isn't it?
We've got a very talented team, yeah. I think we have got a mixture of youth and senior. I think we've got 6 or 7 lads who were 16, now 17. So yeah, a real mixture. And I think throughout the season we've had, the likes of Jack Robinson, Drew Boyd, Zach Edel. They've joined at the right time and they've really helped the team out, massively. So the team's fantastic, and really look forward to next season.
I was going to talk about your goals that you've scored this year. I mentioned it was a bit tongue-in-cheek, but we do have a goal of the season competition, and it's fair to say you don't really do tap-ins, do you? The goals you scored this year, they've pretty much all been spectacular.
The tap-ins are for Jack Moran. I've contributed, I think it's 11 or 12 goals, so I'm quite happy with that. I think next season I'd like to contribute a few more. But yeah, very happy with some of the goals I scored this season.
Absolutely, and those that are watching, keep an eye on our goal of the season competition, which we'll be running in the next couple of weeks. We'll have a poll like we did last year. Last year, the poll was really well supported, and we'll do the same this year. And I don't expect there'll be at least 2 or 3 from Ryan Oliver, to be honest with you. Ben, the season's not over, is it? We've got Chinner coming up on Saturday at the Witney Community Stadium, the ATP. You tend to pack that place out anyway. Normally, as many people that can squeeze in there tend to come in there, but it's now going to be a day of celebration where the trophy's going to be presented to you as well. So your message to anybody that's thinking of going down, obviously get there early because it's going to be difficult, but what's your message to those supporters?
Message to the supporters is, we'd love to have everyone there, because I was just thinking earlier, actually, like, in the whole time I've been in football, I have won championships, but I don't think I've ever won the championship and then been able to lift the trophy at home on the last game of the season. Like, what a fantastic way to do that, especially in our first season. So we won't take our foot off the gas. We want to keep the momentum going. We've got a big game on Tuesday, so I hope that our football will be of a spectacle for people to come and enjoy it. So we will be trying to put a good performance on for those. It won't just be that we can have a bit of a chill game, so to speak. That definitely won't be the occasion. So it'd be lovely to have as many people down as possible, and get behind the lads, because we need it.
A few people mentioned yesterday maybe considering resting a couple for the cup final, but I guess you want to finish the season as well as you started it, really, and just get that final win against what will be a tough side, Chinner.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a true believer of that, to be honest with you. I mean, there are certain players that will be getting minutes because they're coming back from injury, so we do need to look at that. But ultimately, I want to keep the train going. I want to keep the momentum going, so we will be playing a strong side.
Ryan, coming back to you. So we've mentioned Ben as the first Witney Town manager under the new era, as we see some more highlights from Hanwell. For you as the first captain in the new era, what's that going to feel like for you on Saturday, lifting that trophy? Because that's something that many captains of many teams never get an opportunity to do at any level.
It's actually the first time I've ever been a captain of a football team, and I've relished it, to be honest. I've loved it. It has been tough this season. I knew 3 or 4 of the lads before the season. There would have been people coming to the changing room that didn't know anyone. So trying to facilitate that and trying to get everyone to work and gel as a team has been challenging at times, but I mean, it's clicked, and obviously the results speak for themselves. So on Saturday it'll be a great achievement, but definitely eyes on Tuesday as well.
Absolutely.
The season's not over. Yeah,
and I guess you probably never thought in a million years that you'd end up captaining an Oxford United legend, Chrissy Allen, who's in his 50s but rolls back the clock. I saw yesterday, he was a little bit slower than perhaps he was 20 years ago, but he's still got a lot of talent, hasn't he?
The likes of him, Andy Gunn, they're just great to have in the change room. Obviously with that experience, and they're always helping the younger lads, which is obviously welcomed massively. So it's great to have them.
Brilliant. Ben, looking ahead then, so we've talked about the Chinner game, and then there's the small matter, isn't there, of a massive game on Tuesday against a side from a couple of divisions higher, Oxfordshire Charity Cup final. I suppose you go into that as big underdogs because Yarnton have had a really good season. So you can go there on a big pitch, decent surface, and just play your football and see where that takes you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our home pitch is great because it's 4G, but it's very small. So it does get on top of you, doesn't it? You do feel like you're getting strangled. It is hard to play out from, so bigger pitches do suit us. But with that, I've asked the players all season to play for me, to play for the coaches, to play for the club, to play for the supporters, and they've done so, and we've got the rewards for it. But I feel now that this cup final is all about them. You know, just to go and enjoy the occasion, like play for yourselves. And I'm a true believer that with this group of players, that they're special. And if they give their best version of themselves, there is no doubt that I don't think that we can win that.
Absolutely, and I hear a little rumour on the grapevine that Paul Foster's even considering possibly getting a supporters coach to go to Tame. I can confirm the Tame pitch is massive. I used to referee, as you probably know what you do. I'm pretty useless, and it's huge. So I think it will really suit your style of play.
Yeah, certainly.
Ryan, looking ahead then, so whatever happens on Tuesday, whatever happens on Saturday, it's been a great first season. You're going to go into Division 1 next season now, step 9. So I put a little tweet out earlier about Dorking Wanderers, who went bust about 20 years ago, started at the bottom, and they've gone all the way through the leagues. I'm not getting ahead of myself, but it's kind of a similar story, hopefully, could start to develop here, isn't there? That a club that was one of the best non-league clubs in Oxfordshire could potentially go back through the leagues, but you're going to stay humble.
I think that's definitely the right thing, staying humble. I think we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. I think I don't know if we've overachieved this season, but we've definitely, to do what we've done this season is, I think we're very proud. Look, next season is going to be tough, I think, but we're going to have a pre-season where we all know each other, and I think these sort of foundations have been laid now by Ben, Steve, and Ash, and everyone sort of understands what they sort of want from us in terms of the training, in terms of tactics and stuff like that. So in terms of preparation next season, the standard's probably going to be a bit more difficult, but in terms of preparation, it's going to be probably better. So
yeah, no, definitely. And I'm glad you mentioned Ashley and Steve, because they've been instrumental as well this season. It's not just about yourself and the skipper and the players. Steve Potts has been outstanding. Ashley Edwards is a great coach, and it's the whole sort of club, isn't it? The whole club's been working together for this fantastic achievement.
Yeah, I mean, the dynamics work really well. I've known those two for a long time. We went to school together. Potsy's got a great background in football. He's been there since school. He's got a wealth of experience. He puts on some fantastic sessions. The technical aspect of his game is brilliant, isn't it? The way he brings on players. A lot of his are possession-based drills, but he really works on the technical side of things. He loves it. Ash is more goalkeeper coach, but he'll jump in and he'll boss
play
it
occasionally.
Yeah, player coach. Yeah, does it all. Ash, to be fair, he's fantastic to have around the dressing room. And then you got myself that I like to be a coach and a manager. I love the technical and the tactical aspect of everything, helping players develop. That's the coaching part that I enjoy, as well as setting rules and regulations in the management side and making sure that it's adhered to. So. Yeah, I think it works really well. Ryan might say differently, I don't know, but I've certainly enjoyed working with them and spending all my time at football with them. Yeah, it's been brilliant.
Absolutely, and you've chipped in with a couple of goals and a couple of sort of tap. You do tapping.
Yeah, I'm not getting goals this season. What do you reckon?
You do tapping.
I might get on there myself.
Just finally, he's a bit of an unsung hero. He doesn't like necessarily being the centre of attention at all, because he just sort of likes to blend into the background, but the importance of Paul Foster and Stuart Foster particularly, but the importance of those two, because it was them that had that dream, wasn't it, to relaunch the club, and they've turned that into reality.
Yeah, of course. I can only speak on my relationship with him, really. And, Paul Foster has been absolutely instrumental from the minute go. To put his faith in me, to be the first manager of this new Witney Town side was something. And, he's never ever put any pressure on me. He's always helped me, he's guided me, he's constantly on the phone if I need him. You wouldn't want for any more out of a chairman. And, we all mentioned Paul Foster, but all of the directors, Paul, Stuart, Tanya, Mark, and Dan. They've been absolutely instrumental, all of them. So, 100%. I can't thank them enough, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and also the support of the local authority, the council. I know it's we're in the pre-election period, so we can't say too much, but they've been instrumental as well, because they've been really supportive, haven't they? The Mayor, Owen Collins, constantly tweeting about things and questioning whether Paul Foster spelt Champione correct on Twitter today, but it's just been a whole community thing, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Ben, we're really, really proud of you, and Ryan as well. Thank you very much for coming in. That last picture that maybe the director might put up again is a good picture to finish on, I think, with the champions, because it was just a joy to be there yesterday. It was a joy to watch the game. It was a difficult surface, good game of football, and hopefully there we go. That's the defining image of the season, isn't it? The champions of the Senior League, and I just guess that it's onwards and upwards now. Hopefully there won't be a second season bounce. Sometimes teams maybe know a little bit more about you in the second season. It's obviously a step up, but thanks very much for both of you for coming in. That is the Witney Town manager and captain talking about what's been a brilliant season. 2 games to go. Chinner reserves on Saturday up at the Witney Community Stadium, the ATP. Get there early if you want to go and see the trophy being presented, because it will be packed out. And then next Tuesday at Tame United's ASM Stadium, and that will be the Oxfordshire Charity Cup final against Yarmton, who have had a really good season in the Premier Division. And who knows, perhaps Witney will be celebrating a double, and that'll be a pretty decent first season. Thanks both for coming in. We're going to now move on to a little bit more football before we move on to the hockey with Matt Cook, the Oxfordshire Under-17s champion. So it was Easter Monday, of course, this week, and Oxford City, after their game the other day on Good Friday against Brackley, they were in action again on Monday against Rushall Olympic. So we've got the highlights for you, first of all, from the Good Friday game, which was the Brackley game, and then we'll come back and we'll give you the highlights of the Oxford City game at home to Rushall Olympic.
The early signs of this game as the wind wants to take my team sheet away. It's well caught by Tim Carroll. Still 0-0 here though. Little ball forward. It's a decent ball as well. It just bounces and it's into Hall. That's going to be all for everyone inside the St James's Park. It looked as though Connor Hall had just pipped Kai Mackenzie-Lyle to the ball and poked it home, but as he did, it drifts agonisingly wide of the post.
For the home side, we are deep into that 4th minute of added time now. Ball with Roberts on the right. Up against Scott, goes past him, crosses in from Roberts. And that's the opening goal for Brackley. It's George Carline. Just seconds before the half-time break, it was a superb cross, came in from the left from that man Roberts, who got past Scott. And the ball came off first an attacker, then a defender, and it fell very nicely for George Carline.
Stoke and Portsmouth moving above Oxford United, who face Leeds tonight at the Kassam. 8 o'clock commentary, of course, right here on BBC Radio Oxford. Tune in. And the top as well, Leeds getting pipped off the top at the moment as it stands by Burnley, who are 2-1 up at Vicarage Road. That is looking like a right cracker in the Championship, but here it is as well.
And here's an opportunity for City. Excellent save by Maxted. It's not cleared, and then shot wide by Ashby. My goodness, that was the closest that City have come. They broke away. Good save by Maxted from the first effort. We've got 20 seconds of the 3 added minutes still to play. Dean rises. Bates rises. Okafor challenges for it, but the ball's still with Oxford City, just looking for this one last chance. The 3 minutes are up. Here's Potter. And
oh, what a save from
fantastic
Maxted.
effort from Potter.
First half, they were the better team. They put a lot of pressure on us. I think in total they had 23 crosses. They had 14 shots as well. So they were definitely putting the pressure on. But we were making our own sort of errors and slip-ups, giving away cheap free kicks, not clearing our lines properly, inviting pressure, not tracking runners into corners. So we invited half of that. And yeah, we just conceded at a real bad time. We allowed a good player to run down the left and cross it. And it sort of goes to I think their right wing back, and he sort of taps it in. So really disappointing goal on that sort of time, right before half-time. But we needed a reaction. We asked the boys about the game at half-time. We asked for a reaction, and I thought we definitely had it. We played with more bravery. I thought the subs definitely helped. We changed things up slightly to freshen it up, and I thought it affected them. So the boys who came onto the pitch definitely affected us. It affected them. We forced their goalie into 2 great saves. Fleety's had a shot that we should follow up, similar to the Hereford goal against us, where they've shot from real distance. It's been spilled and they've tapped it in. So if we follow up, we tap that in. But first half, it felt like it felt really horrible. If I'm being honest, there was no atmosphere. It felt really dry. So to get that motivation going in the second half was important. And I thought by the end of the game, if we had another 10 minutes, we were the team who were pushing to go and score that goal. So deflating first half, second half much better. Put some pressure on them, change things up personnel-wise, and we had a reaction. That's what I asked for.
There you go. That's Ross Jenkins reflecting on the Good Friday defeat at Brackley, and I hope you all had your hearing aids switched on, because I gather the sound was a little bit low early on. Can't get the staff.
All these producers.
Can't get the staff, can we? Too many staff, but not anybody of any good. Right. The other game this week on Easter Monday was Oxford City's last home game of the season, and they were entertaining Russell Olympic for a long time this season. It looked as though they were going to go toe-to-toe with Oxford City for possibly a relegation spot. It was a really poignant day on Monday, because two of the Oxford City legends who have been at the club for many, many seasons, Reece Fleet, the captain, and Lewis Coyle, it was their last home game, because they are not retiring, but they're stepping away from Oxford City due to a change in the Oxford City training regime for next season. And before the game, they had a guard of honour before they ran out 3-1 winners against Russell Olympic. And we've got some highlights of that one for you now, and the guard of honour before the game, which was a really nice touch.
Great stuff.
Please get ready to welcome a very special Oxford City player to the Emirates Stadium. For the very last time, a player who has made an incredible 446 appearances, scoring 33 goals for the club, making the 5th all-time appearance goal of the club, unrecorded Witney Town. Ladies and gentlemen, this is back to Mr. Reece. Successful period and taking us to the Rugby for the very first time not so long ago. Too many other achievements, highlights some brilliant goals to mention there.
In the best possible manner after a season that looked as though they might just have enough to beat the drop. I remember back on Boxing Day there was a very competitive game between these two teams, which Oxford City run in the last minute, but here comes Alfie Potter driving down the right hand side. He's got to the byline, he's still going. Potter across goal, McEachran, and after just 2 minutes Oxford City take the lead. What a start from Oxford City, what a start from Alfie Potter, racing down the right wing. He got to the byline, kept the ball in place and cut it back unselfishly to Croker. Takes a touch. 20 minutes on the clock, Oxford City 1, Rushall 0. McEachran, City down to 10 here, because McEachran's tying his laces. They'll continue to attack though, and Ashby has won a throw-in, taken quickly, and Potter's onside here because he's from the throw. He's jinked in behind his man, still Potter, back to Ashby. Brilliant goal from Oxford City. Fantastic finish from Josh Ashby, but once again, it's Alfie Potter, tormentor-in-chief, to act on Aaron Drew's quick thinking from a throw-in to run down the right. Bit of the game will be to take that throw in. He's got the ball here though, getting shaped round the corner from Ashby, who's just said he's not fouled him, but now Rushall are away. Theo Williams driving forward with it. He'll go one-on-one with Wilcox and shows a quick burst of pace. That's a great goal as well from Theo Williams, and Rushall are back in this one. Oxford City 2, Rushall 1. Theo Williams bursting past the back line and keeping his composure to fire a shot in off the post. Touch from him and Putman. And again, Putman's got a bit of room here to run into. It's closed down by Thomas, so he'll opt to play the ball to another hoop shirt here. Putman. Oh, he's done brilliantly. Jaden Putman away from his man. He'll keep coming forward here inside the box. Can he pick out a pass? He plays it back. It's a great ball. Andrews again to Coyle, and it's a fantastic finish to Lewis Coyle's Oxford City career here at the Emirates Stadium. And he lashes the ball with his stronger left foot into the back of the net.
Fleety, Coyley, today for both of you really, but let's start with the man of the match, Reece Fleet. Let's talk about the game first actually. It was a really good performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. No, we got off to a flyer, started quickly, played some nice stuff, got a bit sloppy towards the end, but yeah, I'll take that, and yeah, it was a great way to cap it off really.
And of course, you know, with the both of you signing off here, not many better ways to do it than a goal, and it was a good one as well.
It was alright. I think the goalie might have helped me out a little bit. I think it went quite centrally, but I'll take it regardless. I had another chance in the first half. I probably should have done better, but yeah, I can't ask for any more end with a goal and 3 points.
And obviously the fans giving you both fantastic receptions. I mean, you know, how are you feeling? I mean, you said keeping a straight face, but you know, it must have been really nice for you both coming off the pitch.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. Yeah, nice touch. It went so quickly, to be fair. Just trying to soak it up really and enjoy the moment. But no, I can't thank everyone enough for obviously the day and what Southgate and everyone's put on for us. It's been top class, and yeah, what a way to cap it off, really.
I think it's important for both of you to say that you're not retiring. You keep going. You're two legends here at the club, so we'll keep. We wanted to give you a big send off, but you've got years in the legs, both of you. So what might be next for you both?
I don't know. I think we'll have a few weeks rest and see what's on the cards. Obviously, I'm still ready to continue playing. I think personally, I've had a good season. I haven't missed a game through injury in 2 years, touch wood. So yeah, we'll see what offers we get and we'll go from there. I mean, it'll be nice to stay probably going to the south, I'd imagine, but we'll see what offers on the cards.
And the Fleety obviously is happened quite quickly, but again, it's important that we get it out before the season, so it gives you a chance to find something as well, and everyone here wishes you the best.
Yeah, no, still got a few years left in the tank yet, and still want to carry on playing and pushing and try and get promotion again. So yeah, it's not me done. There's still plenty left in the tank, and like Corley said, we'll see what happens and just enjoy it at the moment and yeah, see what happens.
It's great to hear there from Lewis Coyle and Reece Fleet. Lewis Coyle scoring with his last kick at his home ground. Fantastic effort, scoring a goal and his last home game. So good luck to both those young men. I hope their future is bright in football and whatever else they do. So we wish them all the best. Yes, please stay with us. We've still got some cricket highlights of our youngsters around the county championship. We've got the full results service, the league tables and the upcoming fixtures. And of course, I probably should say at this time, if at any point you want to send us any clips, please do send it to us at oxsportsunleashed. There it is down the bottom. Well done, producer. Very good. oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. That's oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. Any funny clips, any clips from any sport, any minority sport or classed as minority sport, get us some clips in. We will use it on the show. We want to showcase your sport as much as we possibly can. And please send it to us, and obviously hit that subscribe button and like button, and you'll never miss an episode. And why would you not want to, sort of thing. So please do that. The eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that KDog has now left the building, and I've been joined by Matt. Welcome, Matt. Thanks for joining us here on waiting quite patiently as well in the wings, in the green room. Oxfordshire junior hockey has had a really good winning streak during this season, but I just want to sort of take you back through your background of hockey and how you got into it and how you got into coaching the juniors.
Okay, so I used to be a player quite a long time ago, and I stopped. I had some injuries and made me stop. And having children, I think it was natural that son was quite interested in sport, so he was banging a golf club around the garden and said maybe we should try him at hockey. And I got involved in coaching from the age when he was 6. And then I coached at a club locally to me, and then after that I decided I wanted to do something a little bit more, so I got my coaching badges and then decided I wanted to do a little bit more with Oxfordshire.
Brilliant. And so going into that, where the pathway is for the Oxfordshire junior hockey, how does that work? Does it start at the age of 9? Or
yeah, so it's quite an inclusive sport, so you've got kids from the age of 5 all the way to 13 play mixed. So girls and boys basically, and then they get segmented around year 7, and then if they think they're good enough, their clubs will put them forward for county hockey, and at the age of in year 7 they basically go through trials in the summer, where there's a number of coaches and they're looking for things like coachability, skills, teamwork, all the essential things you want for a team sport. Okay, so they start at the age of 13 and they can play all the way up to their age 17, 18 in their sort of first year of upper 6 basically.
What sort of numbers do you get in?
It's huge. So when the kids start at that age, there must be a couple of hundred kids that come in and coach, and it's great. You know, it's great for some, but it's disappointing for others as well. Yeah. But my experience is, having seen my kids go through it, is that sometimes they get selected and sometimes they don't, but that evolves quite nicely over time.
Yeah, no, that's really good. It's interesting. See the difference. We go through an assessment process for cricket, and we deal with the under-18s, and we probably don't have quite as many as that at that age. It sort of goes off a little bit at that stage, but at the younger age groups,
youngers definitely, but as they get older, I think kids play 2 or 3 sports when they're younger now, and then they get so we've got a core group of people, the boys under 17, where some of them weren't selected at that age, but they've evolved with their clubs. And now they're good enough and more than good enough and capable of playing in that environment.
So you've gone through the sort of assessment process that they do. What are the leagues? What do the leagues look like in Oxfordshire for junior hockey?
Okay, so if you're at a club, I guess there's under 6, 7, 8, 9 tournaments that they. So a club like Oxford Hawks or Bicester or Abingdon or Wallingford will have like a day dedicated to specific age groups, and they can play mini games. It's great. And it's a great environment for the parents as well, and the clubs get an environment that's quite friendly and it's sort of semi-competitive, I would say. And then as it gets more serious, I think there's leagues where they'll be challenged just within Oxfordshire, but also the wider, if the club's good, they've got some leagues that are more serious against clubs outside of the county as well. So there's quite a breadth. So if you want to just keep it simple, there's options there, but if you want to play quite intense or challenging or competitive hockey, that's there too.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And is there a lot of leagues for?
Yeah, there's quite a lot. It's managed from what I understand, essentially within England Hockey, or within Oxfordshire as well. So a bunch of people, or within the clubs as well.
Interesting. So you're obviously got into coaching. You're coaching the Oxfordshire in the 17s. Tell us about the season. It's been quite exciting.
Yeah, we've been really lucky. So the journey started 3 years ago, and I should say we, because my other coach, Jim, he's not available today. So it's just, unfortunately, you just got me. But we've been on a journey with this group of boys for 3 seasons now. And in the first season, we started with a bigger group of boys, and we've gradually shaped them into a team where they're starting to perform. So we've probably spent a whole bunch of time in the first season coaching them more skills and more gameplay, and when we've developed with them, it's been a lot more sort of positioning them. So they've all played together for 3 years minimum. They all know each other, and they all work very hard for each other. There's the huge team dynamic, and it's quite nice and diverse too. So we've got kids from different clubs, we've got kids from different schools, and it just created that very strong ethos as well.
That's good to hear, isn't it? Because, myself and KDog, the co-presenter, we talk about teams that we've had where you get that cohesive working together, and you get some good teams. You might not necessarily have the best players, but as a team together, they come together and they've got each other's backs, haven't they?
And this is why I think we've done well, because we've built this team environment together with the team, and also Jim and I, and with the support of the parents, I dare say. They've been super helpful. But we've got this team cohesion that we come up against big counties, London, Kent, who've got some very established hockey clubs, and they don't really see the dynamic until it gets onto the field. And then we've been really dominant this season because we play for each other, and people on the bench are substituting on, and they're very keen to be that cohesive unit for 20-25 minutes. And then we have some scope around half time what we're going to improve on, and they build together. So it's always a focus on that core team and that core group.
And you alluded to there, some of the sides in your division are decent.
Yeah, they are. And when let's not be, we've not just had this success, we've had to build on it. So the first season out of 9, we came 7th. Last season we came 3rd, and this season we've won it. So we've set ourselves a task quite early on that we wanted to progress with the group, and they've done way better than we ever thought they would. But it's down to their hard work and determination as well.
Brilliant. Really proud to be champions then.
Yeah, absolutely.
With 2 games to go as well.
We have 2 games to go. We're playing on Sunday at Tilsley Park.
Oh, right, okay.
What's nice, hockey is kind of different to football, where so basically at the junior age they play 25 minutes each way, and then you either get a gap of a game or you play again. So it's quite an intense period of time, and that's why fitness is important, and that cohesion around group is important, so they stay together and they're close. So yeah, we've got 2 more games. We're playing Hampshire, which is the county I represented, and then we're playing Kent. So I'm hoping we don't, but if we lose both those games, it doesn't matter, we're champions, but we're trying to maintain a 100% record. It's been, for the boys, they've done so well that they deserve that accolade, I think. So.
Yeah, that would be awesome, wouldn't it, to go out on
Absolutely,
that high. Especially for 3 years' work as well.
It's 3 years' work, and it's Jim and I have worked very hard in the background on various different plans and trainings, and we've got advice on multiple coaches. It's been a journey, definitely.
That's so interesting. I'm going to take you away from Oxfordshire and think about a little bit of England hockey and where you think that is at the moment. And
okay.
How do you feel that?
So it's quite interesting. I think there's a guy called John Royce who put a post out recently about the demise maybe of county hockey, or being overlooked by England hockey. And I went through the county system, and it was very established pathways. But they've got several different pathways now for you to go into more roles where you can play for your country and representation. So there's the club system, the county system, the talent academy system, and then what they call the player pathway. So it's quite convoluted. It makes a lot of sense. They're trying to make sure they cover all talent, but they kind of make sure that each group has its own pathway to potentially playing for their country or Great Britain with the Olympic cycle. So
I was going to say, is there anybody in your side that are pushing for that accolade?
I don't. That's a difficult question.
It's a difficult one.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So what happens is certain players of that calibre are pulled out a lot earlier, I think. And I know at least one person in our age group that used to play for Oxfordshire, it was one of the schools in Oxford, who is part of that squad. But it's few and far between at the boys. The group I've got, they're more than capable of playing at county level and further. They all play quite senior men's hockey in Tier 2, for example. So they're very established adult players at the same time. So do they have the potential to do it from now to the future? Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of them have got the right attitude, and it's whether or not they want to go on that journey as well. So never say never, basically.
No, absolutely. A bit about you. What position did you play?
I used to be a striker. Yeah, for my sins.
Putting all the goals in.
Yeah, what would be classed as the easier position, but I find actually coaching defensively a lot easier now than I wasn't too interested when I was a player. But yeah, the defensive setup is something I'm more interested in, and trying to think about how I break it down.
Yeah, no, that is interesting. And final question, really, Matt, is and it's around what advice you'd give to any youngster watching this who might want to get into hockey. What advice would you?
I think it depends what age you are, right? If you've got a local club, it's worth just going to explore what it feels like to play hockey. It's kind of a halfway house between rugby and football. And you've got the advantage if you play cricket, like we were talking about, it's something that you can naturally work with. And try and see it as a community and see it as an environment where you'll meet different people. And then, you can try that, you can try football, you can try different sports, but it's a sport that's kind of, it's both skills based on stick and ball, but also fitness as well. So there's lots of ways you can get into hockey.
That's really interesting. Thanks for coming in, Matt. It gives you an insight again to Oxfordshire junior hockey that I didn't know about. So it's always nice to hear these stories and get people in to tell us what happens, because we don't know. Thank you very much. Good luck against Kent and Hampshire. I hope those 2 games go well. Finish the season unbeaten.
I'm hoping that the boys, I know they want to win, so I'm hoping that they have kept fit over the last couple of weeks. We've had a little break and Easter and they perform really well, and I'm sure they will. They're all keen to make an impression, definitely.
Hopefully I've not had too many eggs.
Not many too Easter eggs, yeah, exactly.
That's right, that would be good. If you're watching, hit the subscribe and like button. We're doing quite well. We've got 40 viewers. 40 viewers today. So thank you everybody for watching it. It's great. We've had 2 champions in tonight, haven't we? So it's been a fantastic show from that perspective alone. But again, thanks.
No, you're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for coming in. Especially had an operation recently as well, and it's a little bit of a foot injury, but he managed to get in behind the table tonight. So thanks again. that takes us from the hockey stick to the red cricket ball and our normal roundup that Blake Bint has done for us with our youngsters around the county in the county championship. We've got some highlights of some of the games in the last 7 days.
There wasn't too much to shout about as a rain-affected game at Hove with Sussex taking on Surrey last week. Oxfordshire's James Coles only managed 10 with the bat, although he did pick up a first career fifer against the same side he debuted against 5 years ago. In Division 2, there was another notable 5-wicket haul. Oxford-born Tom Scriven for Leicestershire with 5 for 46 against Lancashire in their draw. And in Canterbury, there were initial struggles for Gloucestershire's Oxfordshire contingent before 50s from Ben Charlesworth and Ollie Price, 89 and 48 from Miles Hammond, to go with 4 wickets from Tom Price, gave a solid return in their draw. In the historic start of the Women's Metrobank One Day Cup competitions, Flo Miller had a start to forget, falling for a second ball duck on Essex debut. And there was a thriller at Edgbaston as Hampshire secured a tie with a last ball run out from former Charlbury and Shipton under Wychwood's Abby Norgrove, who scored 28 in the first innings. Although her heroics couldn't stop her misfortune in the nets, former Aston Rowant England international and Norgrove's net saviour Lindsay Smith also took 4 for 39 to help Hampshire to a tie with Warwickshire. Oxfordshire themselves, also in action in Division 3, secured a thumping 187-run win over Suffolk. After being 65 for none and 72 for 5, stability was found once again before debutant Sophie Grayson struck an unbeaten 121, with skipper Amelia Bartram taking over with the ball to secure the victory. And finally, Oxfordshire's men prepared for a start to their national county season with a friendly win over Oxford UCCE by 5 wickets. Sussex pro Harrison Ward captained the side, while Hayden Russo headlined with a century.
Thanks to Blake Bint there to putting together that lovely little roundup of Oxfordshire cricketers in the county championship, and Oxfordshire cricket there I noticed as well.
I was there. It was a very classy knock from Hayden Russo. Absolutely brilliant knock. And we spoke to Harrison Ward at that game. And as we mentioned earlier, we'll be bringing you that interview probably next week, looking ahead to the white ball season. Oxfordshire actually kick off their 50-over competition this Sunday, and they're playing in St Just, which is right down in the far southwest tip of Cornwall. Rupert was over the moon with that.
Long way to go.
But yeah, so that will be coming up next week. We'll reflect on that game. And the first home game for Oxfordshire actually in the 50-over competition is the following Bank Holiday Monday, which is the 6th of May, and that's being hosted at Abingdon Vale. So if you're at a loose end, the weather's looking like it could be good, get yourself down to Abingdon Vale and support Oxfordshire cricket because, they're a decent little side, I have to say.
A couple of Oxford Downs players in there, Maslin and
Henry
Welch.
He didn't do quite so well.
No, I know he got
Henry Welch did pretty well.
He did all right.
Although, in fairness to Luke Maslin, he did say to me, he said, my innings will be short and sweet. He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong.
He didn't trouble the scorers.
No, indeed. Before we move on to our results, a big thank you again, everybody who's been sticking with us this evening. We've had more views tonight than we've ever had, which is brilliant. We kind of thought we would do, to be honest, but you've all stuck with us as well. We're up to 400 subscribers, which is fantastic. So if you've subscribed this evening and you like what you see, or even if you don't like what you see, please tell your friends and your family and anybody that you know to subscribe, because as we've said all along, if we can get up to 1,000, which is still a long way off, we will look to monetize the channel and put some money back into grassroots, which we have done because we have sponsored Rocket Ronnie, haven't we? The young motor racer who last weekend had a bit of a crash.
He did have a bit of a crash.
But he bounced back from that crash. You asked him about crashes, didn't you, in the interview the other week? He bounced back and he won his first ever heat last weekend. So that's fantastic news. We're going to bring you some information, some footage from that over the next couple of weeks before we finish.
My sticker was too big for the car.
Yeah, your sticker was far too big.
I'll have to give him a Darryl Woods cricket coach award. It's a bit smaller.
Well, you'll probably get him playing cricket then, won't you? So, without further ado, we'll crack on with the results. And it's a bumper edition of the results again this week. We're going to round up all the results from last Thursday all the way through to yesterday, Wednesday. There are some games this evening, but even we can't bring those to you because I haven't finished yet. So here are the results from the last 7 days across Oxfordshire. There you go. That's all the results from the last 7 days. Where else do you get a full roundup quite as comprehensive as that?
Here at Oxsports Unleashed.
You do get it elsewhere on X, but not quite so comprehensive as that. And congratulations to Abingdon United and to Witney Town for booking their place in the Step 6 playoff final, Hellenic League playoff final, Division 1. That game is coming up, I think, tomorrow, Friday evening, and it's going to be at North Court Road. Abingdon United against Witney Town. That's a rerun of the Jack Badger Memorial game, and what a fitting legacy for Jack Badger, who sadly passed away this year. Fantastic legacy for him that those two teams will be battling it out for the final. It's going to be a cracking final. If it's anything like the game they played in the Memorial game, where there was over 1,500 there, it's going to be a sparkling atmosphere at North Court Road. So if you're at a loose end tomorrow evening, maybe get yourself down to North Court Road. If you fancy some Friday night football under the lights, it's a good ground, North Court Road. So good luck to everybody there.
Well, I assume we're going on to... Oh, look, we've got... Look at that. Just put you...
Thank you, Gavin.
Yeah, very good.
We've got our little green screen behind us. It's going to be nice and sunny. Oh, no, it's not going to be sunny. It's going to be very nice and sunny, apparently. So
hopefully. I think we're going on to the league tables now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are indeed. Let's see if we get these right this week. What do you reckon?
Well, any chance? Is there any chance we get it right this week?
We'll find out any minute. Up they come. Come on, producers. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
So, Oxford United still battling relegation, 3 points above the relegation zone. They drew 1-1 with Cardiff on Monday with probably one of the goals of the decade, I would say. Not even a goal of the season. Cameron Brannigan firing it in from 35 yards out. Could he win the goal of the season competition? Could we get Cameron Brannigan in to come and collect it?
Never know.
Well, he's got to win it first. Well, but he's going to be up against Ryan Oliver. Into the Vanarama National League, the producers moving me on quickly there. Oxford City, that win on Monday has moved them up to 18th place. They can still go up a couple more places, actually. So 53 points from there, 45 games. 1 game to go, and it's a trip to the FA Trophy finalists, Spennymoor. Bad luck to Tame United, who can't now make the playoffs. Unfortunately, they'll finish in 6th place. But a really good season, though, for Ben Williams' men. They finished 6th with 72 points. They've got 1 game to go, but they can't... well, they could, in theory, catch Hadley if they beat the leaders 20-0 on Saturday. But that's unlikely. That's unlikely. At the bottom, congratulations to North Lee. They got a win. They finally got a win. They beat local rivals Kidlington to get themselves into double figures for the season. As we said, though, last week, unfortunately, both Kidlington and North Lee were relegated back into the Hellenic League. But that means that they'll feature on Lyon Ryde even more next year now, because they'll be in step 5. Didcot Town, they are mid-table. 57 points from their 41 games. Their last game of the season this weekend is away to Yates. So a good season for Jamie Heapy's men there. Into the United Counties football. So far, so good. We haven't messed it up yet. Easington Sports, there they are. 14th place, 38 points from their 36 games. They had a bit of a run at the end of the season, didn't they? Bugbrook St Michael there, just above the relegation zone. So
they've got to stay above.
Well done to Bub. Well, they will now because the season's over.
Oh yeah, that's final standings, isn't it?
Yeah. Into the Combined Counties League. Milton United, as we mentioned last week, just missed out on the playoffs, but a decent season for Christian Lawrence's men, who was said he's going to be staying for another season at Milton United, so that's good news for them. They are ground sharing, though, next year at Beaconsfield, which is a bit of a trek for a home game. Their ground isn't quite ready, so they'll be ground sharing at Beaconsfield next year. Into the bottom half, Ardley United, the Oxfordshire Senior Cup finalists, finished just above Wallingford and Crowmarsh. A decent season for Julian McCalmon's men there, with 49 points from their 38 games. National Women's League Southern Division, Oxford United just dipped down the table a little bit in recent weeks, but they still are in 5th, 12 wins from 21 games. Put your teeth in, Kieren. 39 points from their 21 games. And Abingdon United will finish outside the bottom 2. They are in 9th place, 21 points from 21 games, a point a game. Oxford City, there you go.
That's
Fourth
as good
place.
as your maths get, isn't it?
It's quite good.
Game, well done.
I was good at that. Yeah, I didn't get a B in GCSE maths for nothing. Oxford City, there they are in fourth place, 34 points from 18 games. That's 1.4 points a game.
Well done,
roughly. I think.
That takes us up to the upcoming football fixtures for Friday, the 25th, and Saturday, the 26th of April. The Hellenic League Division 1 playoff final, as we mentioned, is tomorrow night, 7:45 p.m. at the North Court. Aberdeen United play Witney Town. Get yourselves down there because that will be a cracker. We wish both of them all the very best in that.
Definitely.
It's a shame that it has to be one of the sides.
Or as Patrick said, hopefully one of them might get through.
They might get through. You never know, do you,
do.
in football? EFL Championship on Saturday 26th. Oxford United, real massive tie. Well, it's a game, isn't it, at the Castad against Sunderland. So it's, it's a must. Get a point, get 3 points would be...
3 points would be ideal.
Would be ideal, wouldn't it? Yeah. In the National League North, Oxford City are on their travels to Spennymoor at the Brewery Field.
Long way north.
In the Southern League Premier Central, Banbury United away to Kettering Town, Latimer Park. And in Southern League Division 1 South, Didcot Town also, as Kieren alluded to, are playing Yate Town. And North Lear at home against Biggleswade FC. And Tame United will take on the leaders and the champions, Rail Bedford, at the ASM Stadium. And Kidlington have an away tied against Welling Garden City at Hearns Way. Into the Women's National League Southern Division, Oxford United, home tie against, I love this name, #United at the Game Group Stadium. It's a 2 p.m. kick-off on Sunday the 27th of April, as is the Women's National League Division 1 South West, Abbey United at home to Keynsham Town at the North Court. And in the Oxfordshire FA Women's Cup, Oxford City at the ASM Stadium take on Kidlington Youth at 2:30 p.m. Seems harsh taking on the youth, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And of course, Tuesday at the ASM Stadium, Witney Town versus Yarnton. Yes. Get yourself down to Witney Town, Yarnton. I think it'd be a bit remiss of us, actually. We've mentioned Oxford City there, and I know that some people do watch from just north of the border. Brackley Town, who obviously beat Oxford City last Friday, they've got a massive game themselves on Saturday. We'll call ourselves Northampton Sports Unleashed,
yes,
just for 2 minutes.
Just for a couple of seconds.
Good luck to Brackley, because they have been brilliant this season, and they are playing on Saturday their last game of the season at home to, and I've completely forgotten who it is, there you go, Farsley Celtic, who are bottom of the table. So if they can win that and Kidderminster fail to win at Southport, then Brackley will be champions of the National League.
And they've sort of flirted with getting up, haven't they, in the last few years? Yeah. So,
they're not
really good.
They're not keen on the playoffs, so let's hope that for their perspective they can go all the way. And they are closer to Oxford than some of our other clubs, actually. So although they're just out of the area, we probably should mention them occasionally.
We should. Definitely. We wish them the very best of luck.
Absolutely.
Well, I think after a packed programme, that's taken us pretty much to the end. What a show.
Brilliant.
Ben and Ryan, absolutely brilliant.
100%. Yeah, so good. And they're keeping their feet on the ground, aren't they?
They're really good, actually.
They're into step 9. I mean, I sort of a bit of a tongue-in-cheek remark about Dorking Wanderers, but Dorking Wanderers did remarkable things themselves. They basically went to the wall several years ago. Started out at the bottom. Mark White, the very well-known and legendary owner of Dorking Wanderers, basically took them all the way from the bottom league of the Surrey County League all the way up to the National League. Not suggesting for 1 minute that Witney can go that far, but it just goes to show what can be done with a bit of belief and a bit of support. So get yourself down to Witney on Saturday, and if you can't get there, get to the ASM Stadium. My dad's going to that.
I'm sure there might be bacon sandwiches there.
Yeah, there could well be. That was one of our most viewed things ever, was the bacon butties at Witney United.
Absolutely.
Witney Town.
Get yourself down there. I mean, there's a lot of support, but it's a fantastic story, isn't it?
Oh,
it's such a good story.
Even though I just said they were Witney United, which is not quite right. So
anyway, that's
and you're off on your cruise, aren't you?
I am. I'm not with you next week for
It'll
sure.
be a better show.
They're trying to get us off. The producers want to. God, they're putting the end credits on already. I can't
should we just
believe
carry
it.
on? Should we carry on?
Look, they're laughing their heads off behind the screens here.
Let's just carry on
they
talking.
want to go home, don't they?
Yeah,
They
well,
want to go home.
we don't
They've got
pay-
homes to go to.
We don't pay them enough, do we?
Obviously not.
We'll give them some overtime. We're 20 minutes over. But no, best of luck on your cruise.
Thank you
He's
very
off to the
much.
off to the Norwegian fjords. I'm off down to Bradfield College on Sunday with the Oxfordshire cricket side. So we'll see if we can win a game when you're not there, which is probable.
That would be good. I
Keep talking.
hopefully will have some good news after I come back.
Oh, yes.
I am trialling for England over 60s cricket, so I'm really looking forward.
You're not over 60,
I
surely.
am.
Oh.
I know it's hard to believe.
I know.
Even the viewers, there'd be loads of comments saying he can't be over 60. Kelly?
I'll tell you what we'll do, if you get into the England over 60s, we'll get Wes to interview you.
Yeah,
Get a professional interview.
Proper interviewer. Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely. Keep going.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I just want to do myself justice. That's all I can say, and
enjoy it.
And I enjoy it. Yeah, absolutely. It's an experience which is something to relish. Actually,
they're watching the clocks
they
now.
are definitely. Yeah. We must go. Our thanks to everybody for watching. Our normal thanks to everybody who's contributed. Our thanks to Matt Cook as well coming in.
Brilliant.
Great insight into junior hockey. And please join the guys next week live at Oxford Downs at 8 o'clock on YouTube next week. Thanks for watching. I haven't got anything on the week that was.
The week that Witney won the Oxford Senior.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'll do.
And
first title since 1978.
1978, good year. My
was
wife will
two.
definitely tell you. So thanks again for watching. I'm going to say goodnight tonight.
You sure?
Tune in next week to these guys where they're unleash some more Ox Sports. It's good night from me.
See ya.